Welcome to Vancouver International Airport. I'm Dennis Kirkley, the new chaplain here at the Vancouver Airport Chaplaincy. And you see where we're located in international arrivals. Across from Tim Hortons is our great location spot. And we're here to serve really the entire airport community, which is around 23,500 people, I hear, and any and all of our millions of passengers who have needs of various kinds, short-term needs, some of them more critical needs, some even family crisis needs that we're able to help with. I'm brand new at this, and the Sky Talk here has introduced myself. I'm building on the legacy of Lane Daggett, who started this ministry 30 years ago, who's going to introduce now the rest of the ministry here at the chapel.
Obviously, our clientele, our parishioners are on the move and on the go. But basically, many of them we only see briefly for sometimes for an hour or so between flights. That has its obviously disadvantages, but it also has some advantages in terms of people sharing quite quickly some things that they are concerned about. Then about half the time is spent with the airline airport staff, which we do see on a regular basis, even on a daily basis. From the very beginning, we determined that we would really like to have a warm, personable, friendly face to welcome people as they come into the chapel. So we rely on about 45 volunteers to help us with that.
I'm a general information person. Other individuals come as refugees and they may need lodging overnight. I basically take their information, and if Lane is either on a walkabout or I have his cell phone, so I'll phone him and tell him who I have, and he may ask me to phone a certain lodge.
I'm just there to make sure that if anyone needs help, that there's someone physically present, and there have been numerous cases where there's people who've either missed their flights or, you know, they want to claim refugee status and they need a place to stay before they get to a shelter. So in that case, we would set up beds for them downstairs. The Fairmont Hotel has been great. Every time I take someone there, they let them shower for free. So that's been really nice as well, so they can get cleaned up if they've had a long journey.
As I said before, having been here at the airport for many years, prior to my now job in the hotel business, understand how well they help people who are stranded. People get stranded with weather, misconnecting flights, whatever. They don't have money. They don't have a place to stay. What we do is give the chaplaincy a group of night stays over the holidays, valid for the month per stay, or the 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. And what they don't use up, then they can use again at later dates.
I take care of the airlines, the government agencies, the ground handlers, and I also have, as a luxury, taking care of the chaplaincy. The chaplaincy is like a lifeboat for the airport community. No one ever really understands what the chaplain does until we really need them. A couple of years ago, Lane approached me. There was a choir that was coming to Canada, the Wototo group, I believe, and never had heard this group before. And I know that Lane was not in the marketing business of promoting groups, but we took a listen to him. I went on the website actually to listen to the group. Thought it was amazing. They were just before the Olympics, and the group was just insane. It was so good. The music, the children's energy, the halo around them was amazing. And the funny thing was the children came up and Lane said to the group, "This is David Parson. He's the one who allowed you to play here today." And just the smiles on their faces and just the expressions of what they had achieved here, I think I was ready to take them all home actually for dinner.
Occasionally call to a flight where there's been a death on the flight, and not even knowing what the background of the of the families might be that are also flying with them, or who are meeting them and greeting them. So sometimes we have to change perspective quite quickly, depending on the cultural and religious background or non-religious background of the person that we are dealing with when a family member has died on a flight. We are a nonprofit society. People make a donation to us, people who believe in what we are doing and the ways in which we are doing it, for which they will get a tax receipt. And so a good portion of what we have to raise for our funding comes from individuals.
The chaplain picks up items from me after 60 days of lost and found items being in my possession. I sort everything out and pass them along to the chaplain for his thrift shop.
We have two wonderful volunteers, Linda and Doug, who man that operation for me. I find it therapeutic to be there on a Friday afternoon.
So now our email list is somewhere around 1,200 people now, and growing every week, and it gets the interest out. Of the things that we receive during the week, we usually find a whole bunch of unusual items that we don't see every week. So we photograph those and put them in the newsletter, so the people reading it see all these things and they think, well, fine, we'll come and try and get that. And so that's how it's grown through the newsletter. Made it a much bigger group now, much wider group with more interests, different interests than before.